Level 1, the nobody. You're washing dishes at an Applebee's in Burbank when your agent calls. You use that word loosely. Agent. She's a woman you met in an acting class 3 months ago. She works out of a one-bedroom apartment and handles 7 clients. She's not CAA. She's barely anyone. But she's yours. She got you an audition. A real one. Not a student film, not a commercial for a local mattress store. A real movie with real cameras and a real casting director who doesn't know your name yet. You drive there in a car that needs new brakes. You park 3 blocks away because you can't afford the lot. You walk in and there are 200 other guys who look exactly like you. Same height, same build, same look in their eyes. That look that says, I know this is probably nothing, but I can't stop trying. You wait 3 hours. Your scene is 90 seconds. The casting director doesn't look up from her phone once. You drive home. The car makes a noise that's going to cost you $400 you don't have. But here's what matters. You came to Los Angeles 6 years ago with $800, a duffel bag, and a belief that scared everybody who loved you. You've been here long enough to get rejected 1,000 times and still wake up the next morning and do it again. Most people quit by year 2. You're at year 6. That's not nothing. That's actually everything. Level 2, the scene stealer. You don't get that movie, but 3 weeks later, the same casting director calls. She remembered you. Not for the movie, for a TV episode. A small crime drama on a cable network you've actually heard of. 3 lines. A bail bondsman who shows up in one scene and gets punched in the face. You rehearse those 3 lines for 4 days straight. On set, you deliver them once. Then they move on. You're on screen for less than 2 minutes when the episode airs. But you make a choice in that scene that no one asked you to make. A pause before the punch. A look in your eyes like this has happened to you before, and honestly, it's kind of funny. The director notices. He doesn't say anything to you, but he tells someone. That someone tells someone else. You book another role, then another. A paramedic, a security guard, a guy who delivers bad news in a hospital hallway. All unnamed, all small, all adding up to something you can't quite see the shape of yet. The money improves slightly. You quit 2 nights a week at Applebee's. You keep 3. Your Instagram gains 400 followers from people who recognized your face from the hospital episode. You look at those numbers every morning like they're a weather forecast for your career. The momentum is real. Level 3, the breakout. The franchise audition comes on a Tuesday in February. A superhero movie, major studio, a character who has been in comic books since 1971. The studio has already tested 43 actors for this role. You're number 44. You walk into a room with a casting director, 2 producers, and the director himself. You read a scene where the character loses the one person he ever trusted and has to decide what kind of man he becomes because of it. You've been practicing that exact feeling for 6 years. You nail it. Not because you're the most talented person who walked through that door, because you are the most prepared. And because on that specific day, at that specific moment, the director sees something in your eyes that he's been looking for and couldn't name. 6 weeks of silence. Then the call. $1.2 million for the first film. Options for 4 more. You stare at the contract for 2 hours before you sign it. You call your mother. She cries. You cry. You sit on the floor of your apartment, the one with the loud neighbor and the broken AC, and you let yourself feel it for exactly 10 minutes. Then you go to work. The film opens. $890 million worldwide. Your character becomes the one everyone talks about. Every magazine wants you on the cover. Every talk show wants you on the couch. Your face is on a billboard in Times Square. You've made it. Level 4, the it guy. For 3 years, you can do nothing wrong. The second film makes over $1 billion. You get cast in a serious drama and get nominated for a Golden Globe. Your fee goes from $1.2 million to $8 million to $20 million per film. You buy a house in the hills. You have a chef, a trainer, a stylist, a publicist, a manager, an agent, a lawyer, and 3 assistants. And somehow you still feel like you're sprinting to keep up with your own life. The tabloids follow you to the grocery store. Fan accounts track your schedule. A sports drink brand offers you $6 million just to hold the bottle and look happy. You say yes. A fast food chain offers you $4 million to do the same. You say no because your publicist says you're above that now. You date someone famous. The internet loses its mind. You break up 6 months later. The internet loses its mind again, but angrier. You go to the Met Gala. You sit next to people you watched in movies when you were 9 years old. You walk red carpets. You give speeches. You thank people whose names you sometimes have to check before you say them out loud. But here's the thing nobody tells you about being this famous. The higher you get, the more people are watching. Not to cheer for you, to catch you. There are millions of people right now who like you, and there are thousands who are waiting, watching every interview, screenshotting every tweet, filing away every word you've said in the last 5 years. They don't hate you yet. They just haven't had a reason yet. You're about to give them one. Level 5, the mistake. It's a Tuesday afternoon in Chicago. You're on the 12th day of a press tour. You've done 61 interviews in 11 cities. You're exhausted in a way that sleep can't fix anymore. A journalist from a small entertainment website sits down across from you. It's not a big outlet. It's not a live stream. It's a 45-minute interview that'll get posted to YouTube. Maybe 10,000 views if they're lucky. She asks you about a director you worked with 2 years ago on a smaller film. A director who was publicly accused of creating a toxic environment on set. Several people who worked with him came forward. It was a big story for about 3 weeks. You say you didn't love the experience either. You agree he was difficult. And then you make a joke. It's a bad joke, poorly worded. You say something that sounds, in 8 seconds of video, without the 30 seconds that came before it, like you're brushing off what the other people said. Like their experiences weren't serious. You don't mean it that way. That's what you'll tell everyone later. You don't mean it that way, but it's on camera, and someone clips those 8 seconds. By midnight, the clip has 100,000 views. By morning, it has 3 million. The headline reads, "Your name defends abusive director." By noon, 2 of your franchise co-stars have posted statements saying they don't share your views. By 3 p.m., 4 women who worked on that director's films have posted about why your words hurt them personally. By 6 p.m., you are the main character of the internet, and not in the way you've been before. You release an apology at 9 p.m. Your publicist wrote it. You changed 2 words and signed off. Comment if you think the apology should have saved him. Because what happens next is something a lot of people disagree about. Level 6, the pile-on. The apology makes everything worse. Not because apologies always make things worse, but because this one is wrong. It uses the phrase, "I'm sorry if anyone felt hurt," instead of, "I'm sorry for what I said." It doesn't mention the specific people who came forward. It's careful in the way that lawyers make things careful, and everyone reading it can feel that. Within 48 hours, people have gone back through every interview you've ever done, every tweet since 2016, every red carpet clip, every panel appearance. They find things, not the same thing, different things. A comment from 2019 about a co-star that reads badly without context. A photo from 2017 where you're standing next to someone who later became controversial. An old interview where you said something about your career that sounds arrogant now. None of these are the Chicago clip, but they become part of the story. The studio calls. They're not dropping you, not yet. They're monitoring the situation. That phrase will stay with you for a long time. Your brand deals start disappearing, not dramatically, quietly. An email here, a going in a different direction call there. The sports drink pulls their campaign without a statement. The fashion brand releases one sentence and stops responding to your team. Here's the part that most people don't know. The person who does the most damage isn't a stranger. It's a former coworker, someone who worked with you on the second film, someone you thought was a friend. They write a long public post, not about the Chicago clip, about who you are on set. Small moments. The time you were dismissive in a meeting. The time you interrupted someone twice and didn't notice. The time you made a joke that landed wrong in a room of 12 people. Individually, none of it is devastating. Together, it builds a picture. And that picture confirms everything the internet already decided it wanted to believe. Comment fair or too far. Because this question splits people right down the middle, and I want to know where you land. Level 7, the exile. The studio drops you from the 4th film 8 months later, not because of the controversy alone, because test screenings showed that audience trust in your character dropped 31 points. Business, not personal. They recast your role with a 24-year-old who hasn't said anything wrong yet. They explain it with a plot device. Fans debate it for 2 weeks. Then they move on. You try to take meetings. Some directors still want to work with you. Smaller directors, indie projects, 2 international productions. But every time your name gets attached to something, the project gets noise online. Petitions, trending hashtags. "We won't watch this if he's in it." Most projects let you go quietly before contracts get signed. Your income goes from $20 million a year to effectively zero. You still have savings. You have the house and the investments and the careful financial decisions you made in years 2 and 3 of the franchise. You're not going broke. But you're watching the number go down every month and nothing is coming in to replace it. You fire people, the chef first, then the stylist, then the third assistant, then the publicist, which feels almost funny because what is there left to manage? You keep your agent. She calls back slowly now. You have more free time than you've had since Burbank. You spend a lot of it alone in your expensive house, reading things about yourself online that you know you shouldn't be reading. Your therapist calls it a self-harm pattern. She says it's like pressing a bruise to see if it still hurts. It still hurts every time. Level 8, the crawlback. 22 months after Chicago, a director calls. A real director. Someone with 2 Academy Awards and a reputation for working with people that nobody else will touch anymore. She's making a film about a man who made a catastrophic mistake in public and has to decide who he is after the world decides who he is for him. She says she doesn't care what the internet thinks. She cares what you can do with a camera in your face and nowhere to hide. You say yes before she finishes the sentence. The film is $6 million, shot in 26 days in New Mexico. No trailers, no entourage, no craft services table shaped like your name, just the work. And for the first time in almost 2 years, you remember why you left home. Because when the camera rolls, none of the noise exists. Only the scene. Only the truth of the moment. The film premieres at Sundance. The review in Variety calls your performance raw and unexpectedly honest. It's one paragraph inside a longer piece. It is the best thing anyone has written about you in 3 years. The internet is split. Half the comments say it's too soon, half say give him a chance. Almost none of them have seen the film yet. They've already decided. They always already decide. Here's what I want you to sit with. Do you think someone deserves a second chance after a public mistake? Or does the size of their platform mean the rules are different? Comment your answer, because the next part depends on what you believe. Level 9, the new normal. The film gets a limited release. It makes $4 million total. You earn $380,000. It's not franchise money. It's not billboard money. It's real money earned from real work, and you feel it differently than you felt a paycheck in years. You get another offer, then another. Not blockbusters, good films, serious films. Films with directors who have something to say and think you can help them say it. Your social media following is less than a third of what it was at the peak. Your name still gets negative responses in certain corners of the internet. There are people who decided who you were in those 48 hours after Chicago, and they will never update that decision. You've learned to stop expecting them to. Here's what Hollywood never says out loud. The system needs the fall. It needs someone to be the most hated actor right now. Because while everyone is focused on the person falling, the same industry keeps running. The same parties, the same backroom decisions, the same power structures that created the director who started this whole thing in the first place. That director? He just got hired to direct a $200 million film. Nobody made an 8-second clip about that. You changed. The system didn't. You're not sure if that's unfair or just true. You still work. You still prepare more than anyone in the room. You still feel it when the camera rolls and everything else disappears. Some mornings that's enough. Some mornings it isn't. You've made peace with the fact that both of those things are true at the same time. And somewhere right now, there's a kid washing dishes at an Applebee's in Burbank. He's saving money. He's going to auditions. He's building a resume that nobody is reading yet. He has absolutely no idea what the industry is going to do to him. Not the rejection. He's ready for the rejection. Everybody warns you about the rejection. He has no idea about the moment. The single moment, 8 seconds on a tired Tuesday afternoon, that will define how the world sees him for the rest of his life. He doesn't know that yet. He'll learn. They always do. The cycle begins again.